Just going to be a quick example on how to work with iMovie. The first thing you're going to do is obviously open up iMovie, which is a little purple star with a video camera. Once you get into iMovie, what you're going to want to do here is click on the plus sign that says Create New. Then once you click on the plus sign that says Create New, you're going to want to click on the word Movie here. And that will take you to this screen right here. The first thing that a lot of you will probably want to do is add a title slide to your iMovie. That can simply be done by clicking on the Titles tab up here where my mouse is. So if I click on the Titles tab, you're going to see that there are different title slides that you can add. Now you're able to add your title here. So I'm just going to click on one here and drag it down into the film area. And you'll notice that over here it pops up where I'm now allowed to actually type in, any type of text that I want. You can also change what the text looks like over here as well, in terms of colors. If you want it to align a certain way, make it bold, the different kind of font that you'd like to use. So you can also do that stuff all within the little boxes over here. The next thing to think about is now you want to start to build your movie. All right, you have your title slide in here. So you're going to want to start to drag in the clips that you have filmed, either using your iPhone or using your laptop. My suggestion is to find a spot, maybe a folder of some sort, or your desktop. You know exactly where your clips are, so that way all you have to do then is you can come over here or wherever you have it, on your desktop in a folder, or if it's just on your desktop. Now what you can start to do is now you can just simply click and drag in your different clips. Okay, now if it seems like, oh my gosh, this is extremely long, how am I going to edit all of this stuff? What you can actually do is click this little scrolling little arrow here at the top, and what it does then is it keeps it the same length, but now it's going to show it so that it's a little bit easier, to kind of see on the same page. The farther out you have this arrow, all right, the longer the clip becomes, in terms of being able to simply, cut and edit things. Some other tips to think about here too, if you have a recording that maybe isn't the loudest, as you were recording it, and you're listening to it playback, you have trouble hearing yourself. You can, if you see down where my mouse is here with those up and down pointed arrows here, I'm specifically focused here on the blue area of the video clip. All right, you can actually adjust the volume to make it louder, or if it's extremely loud and you want to make it a little bit quieter. All right, I'll say this is that the louder something is, the better. Chances are you probably won't necessarily have to make something quieter if you are actually filming people speaking in the video itself. A few other things to show you here too is if you had maybe taken still shots, just pictures of your product, or pictures that you're going to use, and then you're going to do a voiceover for it. Just a couple ways to show you how to do that stuff is, for example, if I have just a picture that I want to put in here, okay, depending on how you want it to really kind of show in the clip and how long it is, all right, you can drag it to make it last longer. But then you can also, if you click on the crop area here, you can do it to a point where there's something called Ken Burns, which is just kind of the way that it zooms in and zooms out. You can adjust what that looks like and how it zooms. You can just crop it to just be a still shot, or you can crop it so that it fills the entire thing so you can see the whole thing. So that's one way to do your still shot stuff. And then the other thing, obviously if you're doing a voiceover of some sort, and you just did an audio recording, all right, you want to click, and now what you're going to do is you're going to drag it down here. All right, if anybody didn't see that, there's a little area down here which is for audio. Okay, now you can drag that, and make it as long as you need in terms of where you need it to fill. The other thing too is similar to the volume stuff. If you need to make it louder, make it louder so that way, it's loud enough so that people can hear what you're saying. That would be the area that you can put your volume. The other thing in terms of audio would be if you came up here to the audio tab. Some of you guys may have heard in the examples some of the sound effects, some of the little jingle tunes in the background for things, during the title slide. So if I clicked on audio here, you can go, and there's a folder here that's already built into iMovie. There's different sound effects. There's different, sounds that you can add into it. Some theme music stuff. All right, so you can kind of, go through these and see if there's anything you'd want to add in there. And then what you would simply do is then click, and then you could just drag it down into the bottom. All right, so that it would fit in to wherever you want to add that into the bottom here. All right, that would also go down in the audio area, which you can see is right below all the movie clips. One thing to also think about too, in terms of creating an infomercial here that kind of flows well together, is including something called transitions. Up here at the top tab, you're going to see there's also a transitions tab. If I click on the transitions tab, what I'm able to do is kind of go through and see all the different ways that each clip can kind of fade into one another. So if I would just click on a transition, what you're going to do is you're going to drag it in between the clips. Okay, and then you'll see that there's a little arrow here, and then what that does is then that actually smooth transitions into the next video clip and audio clip that I would have in my iMovie. Last couple things here when you want to complete your iMovie here and kind of put the finishing touches on it is some of you may want to add something at the end, maybe a phone number to call, things like that in terms of advertising aspect of things. So you can add, another title slide here at the end, all right, by simply just clicking and dragging another title slide at the end. Some of you may just do a voiceover at the end of your iMovie. It's kind of up to you how you want to, complete it. But then once you're ready to complete your iMovie, what you're going to do is you're going to come up here to the share arrow, and you're going to click on share. And what you're going to see, move my computer, there we go. What you're going to see is that when I click on the share arrow, it's going to have something called file that's going to pop up. You're going to click on file, and it's going to give you your iMovie right here. All right, you can just keep it how it is. Click the next button. All right, and then what you're going to want to do is then title it with your name and then whatever your product is. All right, and then save it somewhere where where it's going to be located at. I'm going to save it to my desktop here. And then what you're going to see is up here in the right-hand corner, right beside the share arrow, there's going to be, right now it looks like a little hollow circle. That hollow circle will slowly begin to fill in, which says that, hey, okay, my download is done. Now, once this is completely filled in, I'll be able to find the completed iMovie wherever I saved it.